Hey guys, Professor Bill, Comic Book University, and Captain Marvel, issue number 20. This is an Empire tie-in. This was okay. You know what I'm saying? There were some good parts. There were some really dragging, oh my god, not so great parts. But it's a comic book. It's going to happen. We're going to be talking about strengths and weaknesses in this comic book. Let's move on and talk about the book itself, who actually made the book. This issue is called Accused, Part 3. The writer, Kelly Thompson. Penciler, Corey Smith. Inker, Adriano Di Benedetto. The colorist is Tamara Bonvillain. Letters, VC's Clayton Cowles. And George Molina did the cover art with Jeff Deckel doing the variant cover. All right. So we start off with a really boring part. Now, some of it was necessary. We talk about this little girl who I don't think I've ever seen before. Is what it is. Just Captain Trouble, they call her, this little girl. Convenient. I understand why they explained who she was-ish in the beginning of this. Cool. So I don't really have too much of a problem with that. What I do have a problem with is some of the verbiage. You know, you look at the book and it's like there's not that many words on the book, and yet somehow I feel like it was just too wordy. Thompson is great with writing girls talking with girls, but not always. I don't yet understand why, because this is the first time I'm really seeing this. I'm seeing this. Like, it's all a bunch of girls just talking, hanging out with each other, but it feels so forced. Like, the word conjunctions were used. So instead of I am, you know, she wrote I'm, right? So there were conjunctions being used. But the way that the words were worded, it felt as though there were no conjunctions used. So it felt like Data talking from, what do you call, Star Trek Enterprise, you know, saying whatever, the Next Generation, whatever that was called, the one with Picard and obviously Data. It was hard to read. Like, I'm just being honest. But that's only the first several pages. After that, it starts to get a lot better once they actually start traveling again. But again, there's a little bit of silliness and then moving on. Maybe there was just a little bit too much humor, especially since the beginning, a lot of the humor was actually intended to be dry humor. So when you come along later with some actual humor, for some reason it still felt dry, even though it wasn't. But I just sat there reading it like, what is happening here with Hulkling and Captain Marvel and everybody? Another thing that kind of bothered me a little bit was the idea that they were all so mad at them for splitting the hammers. It's like, also the idea that they're called hammers instead of Cosmi rods or universal weapons, whatever. Literally, that's pet peeve. It's clearly a hammer. You know what I'm saying? I don't like when the Kree are calling it a hammer, so that was a little messed up when L'Oreal started calling it that. It's like, you're a Kree. Like, come on, man. Anyway, it was, I don't know, like it didn't explain why it was such a bad thing. It's like, so you're telling me that you just got 4 times the number of Cosmi rods and you're upset at that somehow? Was this I know it's sacred-ish, but I mean, like, so you can't reprint it? So it's been like a 3D printer for Cosmi rods would be a bad thing. That's what you're saying. It seems like a bit much to me. They didn't fully explain. They didn't explain really at all. It's just like, the Kree are going to be mad. Oh, the Kree are going to be mad. Hey, I'm just telling you, the Kree are going to be mad. Hey, you think the Kree will be mad? Yeah, man, the Kree will be mad. Okay, we get the point. But we don't know why. It's like, it was left to be intrinsic, and nothing really went with it. Now, after a while, however, things started to get really cool. Case in point, one example of many. When she used the second sight ability, which again is probably just coming from her, but I imagine it might have also been a part of the hammer, the universal weapon in and of itself, because she got a look on her face, and then all of the rod wielders, that just sounds perverted. I like it. Anyway, so all of them kind of got this like faraway look on their face, like Bubba Ray Dudley when he puts Mae Young through a table. You know what I'm saying? WWE reference there for anybody who's just, wait, who, what? So It's just this really far away look. And it's like, then it just, you are accused. I'm like, okay, that was kind of cool. Now, are we actually going to see Carol and everybody else, I suppose's view on this, their take on this? Like, we've never actually seen, at least I don't remember ever seeing, Ronan the Accuser, his side of it, when he just always looks so aloof. Maybe he's just always got that second sight about him. Maybe it's that singing, that Cree singing that's inside of it. Now, I don't know, is L'Oreal like special? She's obviously special, but I mean, is she a special kind of special where she's able to hear the singing but the other Cree can't? Or does she just not like what the singing is and the other Cree are cool with it? I don't know. There's a lot still to be explored here. I genuinely hope that we do get some explanations for that. This got really good, really wild at some points. Even the humor that was displayed later, it's like she just needed a reason to leave the house, and she got a reason to leave the house. And Corey Smith, of course, helps with this a whole lot with his incredible freaking art. When he just kind of has L'Oreal looking to the side, she's like, yes, I'll be here. Like I got in the background, I need a hero. I need the edge of the night. I don't know how that freaking song goes, but it's a fun song. I'm thinking that as I'm reading at the end of this book. If you're gonna have some boring parts of a book, definitely put it in the beginning, like was done here, and finishes up with a bang. Also, like if you're gonna start playing with my emotions, I'm gonna show you the image for the cover of next month's comic book, next issue number 21 of Captain Marvel. I'm going to show you it right now. Bang! Yeah. Wait a second. Hold on. That's not Carol Danvers dying. I mean, come on. Nobody's stupid. Is it one of the girls? Is it one of the other girls? Because I'll tell you what right now. If we lost Hazmat, I'd be like, that's really sad, man. I don't think we're going to lose Rhodey because we already had him come back to life recently. And it's like this constant back and forth thing. Like, I'm a little bit beyond that right now. All right? Whatever. I don't think it's going to be Spider-Woman because she's got her own comic book right now. But it could very well be L'Oreal. Now, if L'Oreal dies, we rioting. All right, seriously, I want show of hands. I want everybody to let me know. Like, you're behind me. You will absolutely riot with me. All right? Because no, I really need to see a whole lot more of this character. I don't need her in a solo series. I need her in this book. I need to see Carol's fam. All right? I need to see that. The Marvel fam, so to speak. This was a really fun book. All right? Again, especially towards the end after we got rid of that really boring chatter that was just going on. And again, that's just my take on it. Maybe you liked it. It's cool. No hate, no blame. All right? No shame. I just wasn't a fan of it. Some of these parts, like towards the end, when the bad guy is about to kind of sort of be captured and all these different robots come out and start attacking the crew, and they just really dispense of them quite easily. So there was basically no challenge whatsoever in this comic book. That's a shame. That is a really terrible shame. I expected so much more out of this issue. I just really didn't get it. It is, honestly, it is what it is. But I feel like this issue is kind of one of the low parts of this. Whatever, it is what it is. It is what it is. This whole thing, the tie-in for Empire is about to go away. I think we got like one more issue of a tie-in. I can live with that. All right? It's what's about to happen as we go forward. There's so much more that can be explored, and I just hope that it really is going to be explored, because this really got my palate whetted, you know what I'm saying, for more about the Kree, more about the universal weapon, more about, her sister. Not cool if she dies. Anyway, guys, I'm going to get out of here. Watch an ad, like the video. I'll talk to you later. Professor Bill, Comic Book University. Class dismissed.